everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a new video. Well, this is the first video in English language, so just be a little patient with me if my English is not as well as it should be. Okay, what about today? Today I would like to tell you something about the best adventure motorcycle ever made, in my opinion, and if you want to know what about, so stick around. The KTM Adventure 640, in my opinion, is one of the best adventure motorcycles ever made, and I would like to tell you some facts why I think this is until now the best adventure motorcycle. So why doing a review on this bike? This old lady is 22 years old, has more than 60,000 Ks, and I've ridden it under hard conditions, I can tell you. But until now, this bike is doing just a great job. Let's talk about some facts. Fact number one is the fuel range. We have about 28 liters of gas here inside, so this is good enough for about 450 until 500 Ks, of course depending on the way you are riding the bike and the terrain you are riding in. On long distance on a motorway or on just a simple gravel road, of course, this bike doesn't need that much gas, but riding deep sands or deep terrain and difficult terrain, of course, might need a little more. But until, this is my experience, until 450 Ks you are well. And this is not everything, because on the right side of the tank there's this little guy. This is something really great, because if you close this little guy, there are left 3.5 liters of gas inside. So you always have something to run a multi-fuel cooker or something like that. So in my opinion, this is a great gimmick to be just on a motorcycle adventure. Fact number two is about the suspension. We have a right power suspension on the front and on the back. On the front we have a suspension rate of 290 millimeters, and on the back we have a suspension rate of 320 millimeters. So this is more than enough to fix almost every problem you are facing on a motorcycle adventure. Well, this bike is made for desert rallies, for long distance high-speed rallies. So in the way we are using it as a motorcycle adventurist, this is more than enough to handle with every problem you might face on the track. Fact number three is about the engine. We have an engine which is made for desert races, for long distance high-speed races. So in the civil use, so to speak, this is more than enough to face almost everything you can face. You can handle almost everything you face on the track. We have a 625C single-cylinder engine. We have a kickstart, like you see, so it's possible to start this engine under almost every condition. We have 94 horsepower, and I have on the back, I don't have the stock silencer. I have this original KTM Competition Ace HXC silencer, and this silencer is just made for this special bike. So in my opinion, this is the best silencer you can get for this bike. And with this silencer and open air filter, you have about 53 horsepower, and this is real fun to ride this bike. And like I told you, this is a sport engine, so you should always watch the temperature of the oil. You should carefully drive it warm to until 80 degrees. For this purpose I hope you can see it, I have something like this. So like this you can see. So I always can watch the oil temperature. So if the oil temperature is about 80 degrees, so this bike is ready to race. Okay, fact number 4 is about simplicity. This bike doesn't have a lot of electronics, and this is real great. This bike doesn't have a lot of driving modes and so on. The throttle is connected by a wire to the engine. The clutch is connected by a wire as well. I don't know the special English word for this. I'm sorry for this, but I think you know what I'm talking about. There are not a lot of buttons on the handlebar, as you can see. So this is just a simple bike, just 2 wheels, a frame, an engine, and this is just great to ride a simple bike like that. So don't having a lot of electronics is good to fix problems in every part of this world. In every part of this world somebody is there to handle with this bike. So this for me is something very important, to drive the world, to have a great time on the bike. You don't have to think, do I reach the next destination, or is the electronics, is something with the electronics? So for me this is a very important fact. Simplicity is very important to have a great time on the bike. Yeah, let's talk about some pros and cons on this bike. A frame, 2 wheels, a good engine. This is what a good adventure bike should have, and this is what this bike has. You have a great suspension, a great engine. You have a simple bike with only a few electronics. You don't have a lot of driving modes. So this is, in my opinion, a great bike to face the adventure you would like to enjoy. So with this bike you can travel the world. It's a lightweight bike. You have 28 liters of gas, you have a great fuel range, and with 28 liters you have only about 185 kilograms, which is pretty lightweight. So it's not very difficult to handle this kind of bike in even hard, difficult terrain. And of course there are some negative sides, but I think there are only 2 negative sides. And the first negative side is the seat. The seat is very hard and not very wide. So my record on this bike is about 900 k's in one day. So the last 200 k's it was not really fun to ride the bike, but this is something you can fix with some things. I always have a cycling pants underneath my motorcycle pants, so this is a way to handle the problem. Problem number 2 are high frequent vibrations in the handlebar. So this is something you can't fix. This is something you have to handle on the travel. So, but this only is a problem when you're riding the bike in 1 speed, maybe on the motorway for hours and hours in 1 speed. So this might be a problem, because I always get numb hands with this high frequent vibrations. Different people, they don't have this problem I have. So, but hey, this is just one negative side on this bike. I don't find another negative side. This bike has a good quality, made of good parts. Like I told you, this bike is made for desert races, for high-speed races. So using it on the way we are using it as motorcycle adventurists, you can have fun with this bike for years and years. And I have this bike for 22 years. It has more than 60,000 k's on it, and until now I didn't have any problem with this engine. The engine is still original. I didn't fix any problem with this. It doesn't need a lot of oil, only a few oil, but for a 60,000 k 1 cylinder this is just normal. So if you don't have a bike like this, try to get one. Okay, that was a short review about the KTM Adventure 640, a 22-year-old bike. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If my English is not as well as it should be, so just be a little patient. I try to fix this problem. I hope I can see you on the next video. So have a nice day. Bye.